What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. The last time we went out, we headed out to Moab and we took some damage to the DSSV shock. So I'm going to walk you guys through on warranty, and I'll help you guys get new ones or get them warranted if you're having problems, but how to install them. Also, we're installing a new AEV skid plate from American Expedition Vehicles. So stay tuned, guys.
All right, so this goes into maintenance with the zr2 and long-term ownership. We busted this shock over at Moab. I can't complain the amount of abuse I've given these shocks. This was at 33,000 miles. So this isn't bad considering the amount of abuse we've given to it, what it was designed to do, and where it actually failed. As of now, it looks like it's gonna be under warranty, but until it comes in, I won't know. So I bought these secondhand off of Geo. They're almost brand new. They got some use, nothing bad, whatever. But I'll show you guys how to install them. It's pretty easy. All you need is an impact driver, some Allen wrenches for the boots, an adjustable wrench, a crescent wrench, whatever, and a 7/13 head. And that's it. It's pretty easy. You don't need a jack, you don't need anything else. Maybe a mallet if your shock's beat up like mine, just to get your old ones out.
So our stand-in is a Tough Country shock. That's the replacement shock that got us home from Moab. I'll tell you guys more about his performance later. I was surprised how easy it was to source. We got this one at Napa because they're the only ones in the area that had something in stock. Just 2 bolts, that one on the bottom, one on top. You'll change it like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you have a cold exhaust.
See, it comes out on its own.
Top bolt is the easy one. That's where I like to start. For the bottom, all you need is a crescent wrench and the same impact socket.
So our temporary shock is out already. It did pretty well, actually. I can't complain, but not as good as these. In cornering, actually, I could feel the difference. I was on this side. When I turned to the right, it rests on this side of the shock, which is the good shock. The center of balance was in my hips. And when I would corner to the left, since all the weight would be dumped on this side with this shock, the center of gravity or balance would be in my shoulders. So that's how much better these are. Of course, this isn't much to compare it to. But look, don't be lazy and replace your boots. It gets pitted and sandblasted pretty bad. So the boots are easy. You could install them with the shock mounted, actually. You just take off the bottom base. So it just slides in right there. And it's got 2 little holes right there. That's for these. If you lose them or whatever, you could improvise from hardware stores. All right, so the easiest way to install this is...
Don't know what's going on with the audio, but it gets worse, whatever. See the top bracket? It's got the nut and it's welded to it. The bottom one isn't, so it's easier to start with the top. Just line up the eyelid on the shock, hold it up there, and you can one-hand it, no problem. I've seen some dealers get this wrong. When you put it in, make sure it's going in this way with the reservoir facing towards the back. It'll work the other way around, but you might have some clearance issues, so that's no good. Make sure the reservoir's in the back, and don't worry about the shaft. You can rotate it on the bottom. Okay, so top one's in, just hand tightened, so we're gonna move down to the bottom one. For the bottom one, you could compress the damper just with hand strength alone. So hang it up a little bit higher than you need to, and then as it squeaks down, go ahead and shove that bolt in, just get it in through. Don't gotta buy breakfast or nothing in the morning. And the reason it's so bad is because I don't have any skid plates for the shocks. I know everybody tells me get them. I've been stubborn about buying them just because I haven't really needed them, but they have taken some damage. We're actually thinking of making our own, so let us know in the comments if you'd be interested in buying any. I'm actually not able to get it in right there just with my hand strength alone because it's so messed up. I have to get under there and block the shot, so you guys won't be able to see it. But if you have the same problem and only the tip of the screw's sticking out, don't take a mallet to it. You're going to mess up the threads. Just either get a jack or just get a better position and wiggle on that shock a little bit to make sure the bolt goes in on its own. And don't forget, blue Loctite is your friend. So the shock was replaced under warranty at MK Smith Chevrolet in Chino, California. Highly recommend them in their service center. But while I was under there at Moab checking it out, I saw this busted seal right here. I was able to fix it using Allen wrenches, wedging in one at a time until they got bigger and flattened. But that'll take us to our next install for the AEV skid plate for the rear diff cover. That one's easy too.
All right, so I'm just gonna install the diff plate really quick because I do bash it a lot. I'll show you guys some damage that I noticed on the Moab trip. and this will come in really handy for that. I painted it yellow. I wanted to match the tire rack that Jason made us. And then Kelly built, made that little 420 logo for us. Adam did that, so wanted to use that. And all of those are to match with the front KC light covers. So it's just spray paint. I didn't get it powder coated, nothing fancy. It's gonna get bashed up. This is a consumable part. It's basically meant to get destroyed, but to salvage your other parts, your other components from getting destroyed. So whatever, I'll just hit this up every now and then, just like a steel target. Just repaint it. Painted the bolts, everything. I'll have to touch all this up too. But all you need for the install really is this 15mm wrench, a socket. I got the impact driver. You don't need it. I'm just because I have it and for faster. But I'll get under there and show you guys how to install it. It's super quick. It's from AEV again, and yeah, it's pretty. I'll show you guys why I've needed it already.
All right, so I was able to straighten out the seal, and like I said, I just used Allen wrenches. Just started small, used them as shims, wedged one in there, then it was big enough for the next one, and so on and so on. I don't know how I did it. It was folded back to the opposite position, so it might have been when I backed over something, like when you're going in reverse, but there's so much rocks and debris flying under here, who knows what really happened. But also, I like sand dunes, and you could mess those seals up in the sand dunes as well. Heat guards, a lot of stuff, because you get stuck, and your underside is resting on the sand, and if you get dragged out backwards or even forwards, all your little stuff that's sticking out just acts like shovels and gets dragged behind. So thankfully, you guys will see in a little bit, the tolerances of the skid plate are nice and tight. Also, I've been told that if you start leaking oil through that seal, you can still make it home, but I don't want to find that out the hard way, and I don't want to be the one to prove it to you guys. So I got it on there way faster than I thought. That's why I didn't show you guys. The U-bolts are on there. It's not even finger tight. It's just loose. It's just basically presented, and it all fits really well. There's kind of not a wrong way to put it on. I'll show you guys the front of it in a second, but yeah, on the bottom you could see it's still like it gives you access to the drain plug, and you can see I already have damage down there just from scrapes. Better shot later on. And then there's another hole up in front. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later. Let me switch positions so you can see the other side. From the front now, everything's still just placed in there, not even finger tight. And sorry about this Blair Witch install. There's only enough room for a little GoPro here. But yeah, the U-bolts there, and then that part on the top, the bracket, it's got a flat surface. That's got to face the front of the vehicle, but if you turn it around and try to put it on there, it doesn't even line up with the holes. I mean, no pressure, but this is idiot proof. There's really no way to mess this up. You can't do it wrong. So now I'm just gonna tighten them up, and honestly, again, if you could change a tire, you can do this in under 10 minutes. Just gonna tighten them up, and then we're gonna head out to Gorman, and that's where you guys will see us next. We're just gonna go look for some rocks to bash this on. So in case you hate the paint job, it's not gonna be yellow for long. So it's finally on there, all super tight. I was able to do it all with the impact driver. As you guys can see, all the touch-up paint I need on the bolts. I didn't need the wrench at all. The impact driver just fit everywhere. And yeah, the fit and finish is crazy. And you guys could check out the holes. Excuse my foreplay with it right there. But yeah, you could feel, you could touch the seal. I showed you guys because you can't see it because of the shadows. But you are able to visually inspect whatever you want up there. And it's also a drain plug. So any debris you get right there in that U-joint, and it'll all fall out. Water, sand, dirt is just not collecting there and causing wear on your drive shaft. I gotta say, I'm super impressed just with the fitment of this thing. All their products we've used are just over-engineered. It's awesome. Like you can see how close it is to the drain plug right now when the shadow gets out of the way. Look how perfect that is. I mean, it's basically touching from the back to the rear lip. I mean, it really looks like they used my axle as a press to make this thing. Just used it to stamp it. So that's on there. Whatever, just gonna clean up, and now it's time to hit the dirt to bash it up. So stay tuned for the video after this, guys, because we actually go out to Hungry Valley and look for rocks on the 4x4 course to smash it on. That's why we painted it yellow. Email me at jerkstoleourname@gmail.com if you need any help warranting your shocks. I know some people have had some trouble, but no matter what you drive, just keep building it, keep working on it, keep getting better, and keep it dirty.